we've had quite the remarkable weather lately. That continues as we go into a new week. But looking back at yesterday, was a big day, especially down in southern Minnesota and into Wisconsin. Each one of these temperatures in the 70s at St. Cloud, Minneapolis, Eau Claire. That is the earliest each of those sites has seen a 70-degree temperature in a calendar year. A sign, of course, that it's been very warm, and not just so, but record-breaking warmth. In fact, Minneapolis had 3 days in a row of record-breaking high temperatures. We weren't quite that warm here in the valley, but pretty mild ahead of that system that moved in for us, and it created a lot of wind. Here's a look at some of our peak winds that we saw yesterday. In case you missed it, we had some gusts into the 50s to near 60. Fargo got to 51, a gust to 59 in Grafton. We did have a report at Mayville of 60 miles per hour as well, so some intense gusts. And of course, with the snow that was falling, that caused that blowing and drifting snow. And there's still some snow on the roads, leading to some travel that's not ideal for this time of year. So in Devil's Lake, back up to Langdon, the Rock Lake, Candu area, and back down over toward Carrington, and even over east into places like Cooperstown, we've got some areas where we've got blue and pink on our roads here from our North Dakota DOT, indicating that we've got some patchy snow or compacted snow, and maybe some areas where it's covered in snow, some of that road surface. And part of the problem is, as crews go through to clean it up, we still have some wind out there. So some of that snow that's fresh is getting picked up and blown back onto the roads. You can see all that fresh snow in the black and white satellite layer here that shows no movement, but shows that white there over in the Devil's Lake area and parts of northwest Minnesota. Where we see movement, those are some clouds drifting through the southern end of the valley. Everybody's quiet as far as precip is concerned. Wind is still brisk. We're still getting gusts into the 20s and even getting close to 30 miles per hour in Baudette at 29. It's variable, but overall, we're looking at wind mainly out of the west here this afternoon. So still breezy, but just ever so slowly coming down from those intense gusts we just talked about. Temperatures are chilly up north and especially northwest. It's 9 degrees in Langdon. It is 19 in Grand Forks. Southern Valley, some low to some upper 20s right now. It's 26 degrees in Fargo. Let's take a look at our temperatures for the afternoon. We'll start to see those numbers rise a little more in the south into the low 30s. A lot of sunshine out there. Should be a beautiful afternoon, just breezy. Northern Valley, again, still kind of combating the blowing and drifting snow in those areas where we've got that fresh snow, but that wind will ease into the evening hours tonight. Overnight, we'll watch the temperatures drop. Things look pretty quiet initially overnight, and then you see what happens here heading into Tuesday morning. This is 7 a.m. There's some snow creeping into southeastern North Dakota. So here's a look at that. We've got a weak disturbance that's going to kind of push northeastward into the valley through the morning and into the afternoon. It's weakening as it does so. You can see the potential for snow diminishes, but we could still have some snow showers that coat the roads in a couple of places during the day tomorrow. That's one event, but that's not the first alert weather day we're talking about. That's Wednesday. So looking ahead to Wednesday, we're entering an active period here. We're kind of in the middle of one, actually. And you can see that that snow is a little more substantial by Wednesday morning with this next round, and it's a little bit more widespread. The question here is, this is one model run. Others kind of push it a little farther north, so that means it would have fewer impacts on places in the southern valley. So tracks always in question here. And temperatures, notice some green on the map. There could be some changeover to rain, or if we do get snow, it might melt pretty quickly as well, as this is falling during the daytime hours on Wednesday before that clears. But there will be some wind. Quick look at some of our wind gusts into Wednesday. We'll see some areas seeing some gusts into the 40s. So combine that with some falling precip, and that won't be pleasant. And that's why we've got a first alert weather day. Intensity is, not on the high end, but still something that could impact your day and your travels coming up. Into the weekend, of course, we've been talking about springing forward, and we're going to feel like spring following that switch over to DST. Some 40s and 50s next week.
Every time we have wind or snow, it's a reality check for me that we really are just beginning March.
Right.
Don't get too comfortable.
Remember last winter, I know we don't want to, but that lasted a while, seeing snow into the springtime. And as we are seeing now, it's still possible.
100%. Thank you, Lisa. Straight ahead at noon, backyard bathing is making a major comeback overseas. We'll have the details on the backyard sauna sensation that's taking over next.